This is the second part of our epic South Australia trip. In the first episode we discovered the Bendelby Ranges and did some of the best four-wheel driving you can do around there. In this episode we get access to a restricted military site and manage to see the launch area 6. We also swap the mountain ranges for the desert and start the Googs Track, and I have a short interview with Jenny Denton, the widow of Googs who created the track. So stay tuned and keep watching. Yeah guys, super lucky. We just were here at Spatz Roadhouse and met a few nice guys from the REF, and they knew me and knew the channel and watched the videos, and one of them was kind enough to provide us some access to some of the restricted areas here. Unfortunately we can't film and show pictures, but we can visit one of the original launch sites. And yeah, I love things like this happening out of the blue. We were meant to be on the Googs today, but we're diverting now, and yeah, having a look at that, and I'm really looking forward to that. After getting our entry permits, we were ready to go. Yeah, what an awesome half day seeing the launch site number 6. And Mungapi Station and Old Mungapi Hut. Absolutely beautiful. I'm a sucker for that old stations. Unfortunately, that old station also no one looks after it, and it's just falling down, which is really a pity. Beautiful to see it though, and next to a little water hole in a bit of a depression in the middle of these waste land. Absolutely stunning. And now we have a look at Woomera and the Rocket Park. Woomera village has around 136 permanent residents and is a Department of Defense owned and operated facility. There is one defense owned hotel in town which has an interesting layout, as well as a caravan park. Woomera's attraction include the Woomera National Aerospace and Missile Park, located in the center of the village. This park features missiles and rockets that were developed and tested at Woomera over the last 60 years. Woomera also has a sports club as well as a small observatory, which is usually open Friday evenings. I've driven past Woomera quite a few times and was glad that we stopped this time, because there are certainly a few things to see. How do you like your detention cell?
Lovely. It's actually quite nice. I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest.
You organized it, that's what you have to say.
Oh, but you're unhappy.
I don't know. I mean, you said you're easy, but...
how many choices have you got in Woomera, mate?
Yeah, probably not too many. It's certainly a unique hotel, though.
Yeah, it's different. It's set up for the working class man, but it's functional.
Yeah. Oh, working class man, that's us, isn't it? So... me at least, I mean not you. Another day and we on the road again after a reasonable good night's sleep in Woomera. Now we're off to Kingonya to fill up again, and then on the Googs. The open plains are just crazy. As far as your eye can see, what a nightmare for any explorer. This is one of the many salt lakes you drive past when traveling the Stewart Highway. Yeah, we just at the Kingonya turnoff and bearing down a bit. From now on it's gravel, and then it becomes desert. On that gravel roads here I'm going down to 25 psi, and then we're gonna air further down once we hit the turn off for the Googs Track. And back on corrugation, the first time since the desert trip last year. I'm running quite a few mapping applications because I'm doing updated review. So this is the new HEMA 4x4 Explorer app which just came out. Then I'm running memory maps and explore Oz. Well, Kingonya, last fuel stop for a while. I thought I'd share with you a little bit of the history of Kingonya. Kingonya is a small, nearly abandoned farming settlement around 75 kilometers from the entrance to the Googs Track. The Kingonya post office first opened around 1884 and closed in 1892. It then reopened in 1915 after the arrival of the railway and finally closed again in 1982. When the railway services were rationalized in the early 1990s, Kingonya was almost abandoned. Not much is happening in Kingonya nowadays. However, it has a clean and well-maintained little caravan park. The local hotel serves food and also has accommodation, and you can get fuel. There are also free campsites with public toilets close to the railway line. I've got a thermometer here, laser thermometer, and I really wanted to see what my engine temps are after 2 hours of driving. Quite a few people doubted that my two 100 amp hour DCS lithium batteries under the bonnet would survive. Around the turbo, 84. The two batteries are now in the vehicle for well over a year and so far have not caused me a single issue. 97, 80. We're driving parallel to the train line, which crosses the Alloffroad, and quite often you have to actually cross the tracks, so it's definitely worthwhile to keep your eyes open and look for trains. While that's not a busy line, we have seen some freight trains going along here, and that would be pretty bad luck if you're in the middle of nowhere get hit by a train. Swensona Formosa, or Sturt's Desert Pea, was named after Captain Charles Sturt, who noted the first occurrence in 1844 while exploring between Adelaide and Central Australia. It is a floral emblem of South Australia. It is a short-lasting flower which you only see after rain, which does not happen too often in this area. Tarcoola is now a nearly abandoned gold mining town with only 2 people living there. They used to have yearly races, and the Denton family often used the Googs Track to attend the races. So, I think we're just about to reach the turn-off for the Googs Track. Before we get into the Googs Track, I thought I'd share with you a little bit about the history, because the Googs Track is man-made and was made by John Googs Denton and his family. After our trip, I caught up with Jenny Denton, which is Googs' widow, and she explains us a little bit now how the Googs Track came about. Very briefly, how did your husband get the idea to push a track?
Well, where we lived out at Lone Oak, yeah, we lived there, and the scrub was directly behind us, like, you know, only K or so from the house. The scrub was right through to the railway line. Mm-hmm. And we used to sit out there and have a beer in the evening, and Goog would always say, I just want to know what's out in that scrub. I really want to know what's out there. And yeah, we was out putting a trough in one day, and we came home and Goog didn't. He had just a Ford's and rubber tyre tractor, and yeah, he started mucking around out there in the scrub, and that's how Googs Track started.
How many years did it take him to
We started in 73 and finished in 76.
Actually, it was not just him, it was a bit of a family affair, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, every trip there was myself and Goog and our 3 children. Mm-hmm. They were children then, they were tiny, like Jeffrey was only tiny. Mm-hmm. Now he's 50, my baby. And my mum and my brother. We never ever missed a trip, never.
Never?
Nah.
Maybe one story, what was the hardest day or weekend you can remember while pushing the Googs Track through?
Yeah, we never ever found it hard. Mm-hmm. Like, we found it fun. Because, you know, we never went out for it. That was that was more sport for our kids, because they never played sport or anything. Yeah, we made it fun, and we did have a lot of fun out there. You know, we did.
So that was then really the main thing behind it, huh? You did it to spend family time kind of in the bush and push that track through.
Yeah, that's one reason. Yeah, but just because Goog wanted to see what was out there, and then the further he got, the further he went, and he knew where he wanted to end it. They started cutting a track through from north, trying to get to Thevenard out here to bring their wool from Commonwealth Hill Station, down to here to put on the boats.
Mm-hmm.
But the sandals got too big, so the Aboriginals, the station had the Aboriginals cutting that.
Mm-hmm.
And where we finished the track, you wouldn't know where it is now. I could probably pick it out. But, the map that I've got, I went out with the people who made that, and it is on that map.
Mm-hmm.
There was a whirly there was 2 drums of water, and that's where Goog wanted to come out, and that's where he did come out, because he never had a compass or nothing. We never had a thing. He was a bushman through and through and through again. Yeah.
What do you need to know before travelling the Googs Track? Yeah, second leg of our trip, huh? After the ranges, now we in the more arid regions, just about to start the Googs Track for wheel drive only. Weather is with us.
Weather's beautiful again, yeah. Southerlies have cleared up, getting some nor'easters coming through, so the temperature's picked up a bit.
Wind has died down because last night, Woomera, it was still pretty windy.
Still pretty blowy, yeah.
And now, yeah, I've never done Googs. I think you haven't done Googs.
No, I haven't.
Scotty has, but in the other direction. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Let's see.
Should be good.
What happens.
Should be good.
Yes. I just add further down from 26 to 19 psi. Because a bit hard to see, but the Googs is pretty corrugated, I have to say. And it is fairly hard underneath, so yeah. Explore Oz, lot of stuff on that map, and OSM and maps. Googs Track just stops. That's it. So yeah, it's not really suitable for any remote travel, but in populated areas it works pretty well. I know I'm repeating myself, but the corrugation is pretty bad. So initially I wanted to have a very leisurely desert pace, but with all that corrugation the only thing you really can do is go fast, because if your suspension allows, fast makes for far less vibration in the vehicle than if you go slow. Fast, I'm talking about anywhere between 60 and 80 if the track allows, obviously. First dune looks reasonably soft, so let's see whether I get myself stuck here.
Surprisingly chewed out, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it is. You can see, I reckon these southern facing dunes look worse than the northern face.
Yeah, from what I've seen so far, it's definitely this direction here seems to be a bit more, I mean, not really difficult, but the approach is steeper and then it tapers out, you know, towards south. Yeah, and I'm not really at sand pressure yet, I'm on 18. What pressures are you guys on?
Yeah, I'm on about 18 to 20 at this stage. Yeah, I'm 16 front, 18 rear, and doing it easy, but I think it'd be a little kinder on everything if I went a bit lower.
Yeah, we'll see. At the moment it's pretty good. I didn't need to power through anything really.
No, I was able to walk up that dune in first gear, so didn't really need momentum.
Yeah, I'm forcing myself to drive in low range. The problem is it's also easy in high range, but you know, for drive line, longevity and so on, that stuff, it is better driven in low range. Very changed country, and that is Mount Finke there in the distance. Oh, we're just approaching Mount Finke. No one here. Just have a look how green that all is. I haven't been here before, but I cannot imagine that that would be often that green. Just beautiful. Yeah, we drove the northern track around Mount Finke now as far as we could. A few small little campsites there, a lot of gibber, and the last official campsite, I guess, stand of desert oaks, and we're gonna head back there now, and I think we're gonna set up camp there for tonight. So I'm traveling with two awnings, two super peg awnings, the 270, which is on the passenger side, which pretty much goes all the way around, and then I also have a standard awning which comes straight out, but it depends on the weather which awning I use. Doesn't look like any rain, maybe a little bit of dew, so I'm gonna put the short awning out. If I really need space, if I need to cook in the dry and so on, then the big awning would come into play. You're following me, you know I like my ice cream. Dave runs his fridge or his freezer as a freezer, cooler than mine because I have both in, so we both stocked up on ice cream. So sitting in the desert and having a giant twin iced coffee, Golden Nose, my absolute favorite. Unfortunately, I have not really found it anywhere in Sydney. Yeah, Scotty, you said earlier, and I thought that actually that South Australia is really a very, very underrated four-wheel drive location.
Yeah, I think it's probably not necessarily the best, but it's certainly up there. But it's definitely, I reckon South Oz is the most underrated state in Australia for four-wheel driving.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, there's not much technical stuff really. That's why, from that point, it was never on my radar. But
from a touring perspective, though, it's
yes,
fantastic.
I mean, the Flinders Ranges and so on, you know, I mean, that is stunning and unique. But now I really like the contrast, you know. We started with the ranges, as I suggested, ranges, desert and beach, hopefully.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, here we are 2 days later, but it could have been 1 day later, into the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So straight from the ranges, desert environment.
If you think about it, if you had 2 weeks leave, like, and you're on the east coast, this trip would pretty much encapsulate nearly every aspect of four-wheel driving. Like you said in the title, you got your mountain driving, your ranges, your desert, you know, the Googs, and then on the coastline is just stunning. We're going to go to some really, really nice places.
Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, we have a stunning campground, but it is infested by mozzies in the middle of the desert.
Tiniest mozzies too, like they're really small.
But they do bite. I've got tons of bites. Mind you, I tested these mozzie coils because at the back of the car I had 40, 50 flying here. They are all gone. So these mozzie coils do work.
Oh, you don't just do the CSI, you do the detours.
Actually, the CSR is nothing. If you don't do the detours,
Yeah.
you may as well not go there because you just sit on. In the next episode, we tackle the 200-kilometer detour to see the Jelabina rocks. We drive the hardest dunes you will find on the Googs Track. Dave will show us an interesting self-recovery method in sand, and we also explore Googs Lake. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe got some useful information out of it. Please keep in mind, this is a privately funded channel. I don't do any paid reviews, I don't have any big sponsors, so all of this comes out of my own pocket. So if you can, it would be greatly appreciated if you could head over to Patreon and become one of my Patreon supporters. With a small monthly payment, you really can help me to stay independent and make these videos for you. I also receive many questions every day from all sorts of subjects, from travel advice, from car build advice, from location advice. It is impossible for me to answer all these questions. However, as a Patreon supporter, you have direct access to me via the Patreon platform. Any easy questions asked there, I will do my best to answer that question. You will also receive all my videos a few days earlier and some exclusive videos only released on Patreon. So if you can afford it, maybe head over there and shout me a cup or two of coffee per month. Thanks a lot for watching. See you along the tracks.